Welcome to Everyday Car Guide. Today we're test driving a Dodge Durango. So come along for a ride and let's see what this car is all about. Welcome to Everyday Car Guy. I'm here in Nashville, Tennessee, producing a promo for the CMA Awards, and I rented a Dodge Durango from our friends over at Enterprise Rental Car. You probably notice I rent from Enterprise quite a bit. Well, consistently, they have really good customer service, and their cars are really clean, newer cars, and they usually have some nice upgrades in a rental car, which is pretty cool. But let's talk about this car. This is a 2024 Dodge Durango. I consider this a full-size SUV. This model has a V6 engine in it that has 295 horsepower. It starts just under $40,000 and goes all the way up to the full-on V8 Hellcat over $100,000, and that can do 0 to 60 in like 3.1 seconds. Crazy. Couple things I like about this car. I love its stance. I love the front grille, very beefy. I love the way the headlights are. They're really nice. You have your high beams and your running lights. You have nice alloy wheels. You have a turn indicator in the mirror, and you have blind spot warning in this car, which I love. To lock the car with the key in your pocket, just one touch and it locks. To unlock, just put your hand there and it unlocks. This car actually has the third row seat in it, so you can take kids in that third row seat. It's not that big for adults, but kids will be fine. And with the seat up, you can only take limited luggage and some grocery bags, probably half a dozen big grocery bags. Let's take a look at the back here. First thing I love is the way these lights are lit up. I think that is very cool. Kind of similar to the Dodge Challenger and the Charger with that strip of light going across. This is actually the GT model. I think this has got a cool back end to it. Let's take a look at inside. To open it up, you just hit the button and it automatically opens. Very cool. I'm just shy of 6 feet tall and I can fit underneath here without a problem. As you can see, there's not a lot of space back here when you're having to put luggage or any kind of groceries with the seats up, but it's not bad. It has a really cool little compartment here that you lift up and you can put like maybe your laptop down there. You can fold down the seats from inside, or you just grab this handle and push it down. Same with this seat, or you can just push one of the seats down. So that gives you quite a bit of space back here. And now you have about 4.5, 5 feet of space here to put luggage down here. That's quite a bit of space. Now let's put the other row of seats down. To put down the middle seats, you just have to grab this little lever down here and pull it up. And they fold right down. Let's get the other side. Again, just grab the lever, pull it forward, and it folds right down. As you can see, there's a lot of space back here. To put the seats back up, it's very simple. You just reach in here, grab this strap, pull and lock, put the seat rest up. Very, very simple. They fold really easily. To close the back gate, there's a little button right here. Just hit the button and it automatically closes. Of course, you have to get your head out of the way so you don't get hit. Let's check out the rear seat and just how easy it is to access it. So you come in here, and to get to that third row, you just pull this lever, seats fold forward. There's a red strap here you pull, and up go the seats. Now getting in here is a little bit more difficult, but that's not so bad. And then pulling the seat back and lifting it up. It's a little tight here with the legroom, but it is not bad. Has a cup holder here, nice headrest. Yeah, I could deal with this for a short trip. And I'm 6 feet tall and I can fit back here. There's a lot of third row seats I can't even fit back here. From the back seat, you just pull the red tab, lift the seat up, and then out you go. Not very graceful, but it can be done. Putting the seat back, push it down, lift it up, put the headrest up. It's not bad at all. The seat's adjusted for me, so it's got plenty of leg room. We have a center armrest that we can put cup holders in here or a third person. We have a lot of air conditioning controls here. We have charging down here. We have seat warmers down here and a regular plug back here. We have our air conditioning controls back here, lights up here, air conditioning. It's not a lot of leg room, but it's adequate. And I think it would be fine for a long trip. Let's take it out for a drive and see how it goes. So the first thing I want to do is I want to plug in the phone. This car has all kinds of jack. It has 4 jacks up front, USB and USB-C. So I just take my plug, and they have the auxiliary jacks down below here. I take the plug it into jack number 1, and then I come up with CarPlay, which it comes right up and it goes right to my maps. Excellent, just what I wanted to do. So that was very easy. Now my phone is hooked up. I don't have to download anything. This car has a nice big screen, really easy to read. I like that the screen is right up top, and then that we have our air conditioning vents at the same level. Well, now that we're in the iPhone app, you can go to all your apps here, or you could get rid of the CarPlay and you can go to vehicle information. So you can put on your rear view camera if you need that. You can do your CarPlay, you can do your car's navigation. This car comes with its own navigation. And then going back to home, which has your map on one side and your music on the other. But let's go back into CarPlay. So I like that this car has a lot of buttons here, but not too much. Now I've been playing with the adaptive cruise control, and the adaptive cruise control works pretty good in this car. I'm really happy. It doesn't have the lane departure, it has a lane warning. The dashboard is great. It's really very digital. You can change between digital speedometer and analog speedometer, which is really great. I like that. I do like the digital speedometer. You have your fuel gauges, your heat gauges, your tachometer. You can change where everything is, have it set up for your miles per gallon average, your temperature up here. You have your temperature for your front. You have your temperature outside. Temperature outside is over here, and then you also have that I'm on channel 15 on satellite radio. There's a lot of information here. Of course, you're not going to be staring at it all, but it's really neat. I like the grip on the gear shifter. So the car is quite comfortable. This is a car rented from Enterprise, and it's really has a lot of nice, extra tech in this car. It's really kind of neat. Up on your mirror, you have some interesting things. It has an SOS button that you can call in case your airbags go off automatically. It calls 911. I know that it has other things that you can assist with, like if you needed help, but that is a monthly fee. So let's take her out for a spin and see how she does. Has a great backup camera, I got to tell you. This is a 2024 Dodge Durango, and I know that because I checked the sticker on the door, and it was built in March of 2024, so it's only a couple months old, which is fantastic. And I do like the way it handles and the way it drives, because it's a full-size SUV. The fact that it has 3 rows of seats, that's quite a bit. This is a real pretty section of Nashville out in Bellevue. It's really pretty roads out here. I really like it. Very calm and quiet. Not the hustle and bustle of downtown with all the bars and everything. So I like the way the car rides. It has a good ride to it. The car has a pretty good turning radius, as we just saw. You have all of your buttons here for seat warmers. These have cooling front seats, and you have a heated steering wheel, which is fantastic. You can do all of that here or through your comfort here on the app. As you see, you have front seats heat and cool. You have maximum heat, and then you could also hit the steering wheel here or vent, so you can decide what you want to do. Going back to Apple Play, it goes right back to my phone. The thing I like about this monitor, it is very large, and it has the air conditioning up at the high level, so that it's all up at the high level, so your eye's not coming off the road that far, which I do like. I like the stitching on the dashboard and the little red stitching around the sides. I'm going to hop on the highway and see how the car handles on the highway. It has a pretty good ride. You know, a lot of SUVs I always thought were based on pickup trucks, so the ride was always harsh. This car has a nice ride to it. It's a very soft ride. Okay, that's pretty quick. That's pretty quick. It got up to 70 miles an hour in just a couple of seconds. I was on a rolling start though, but that was pretty quick. You could hear the engine whining a little bit because it's not the V8, it is the V6. But 295 horsepower in this size car is probably adequate. One of the things I don't like about SUVs is that the gas mileage is not all that great. Of course, it didn't help me jumping on the gas right there. Let's test the adaptive cruise control. So we hit this button and then we set it, and now we're on adaptive cruise control. I've let go of the gas pedal and it's slowing down immediately for the car in front of me. Very nice. I believe I set it at 72. It slowed right down to 69. Let's see what happens when we change lanes and it's a wide open field. It smoothly went up to 72 miles an hour. This car also has blind spot indicators, which I think is a must. See, now that gentleman just pulled in front of me and the car slowed right down to 68. Barely felt it. Very smooth changing in the speed. So I do like this adaptive cruise control. Having adaptive cruise control, I believe, really helps on long drives. It relaxes your body that you're not gas pedal, brake pedal, gas pedal, brake pedal. The car does a lot of that thinking. Keeping a car in the lane is pretty simple these days. This car does have a lane departure warning. I haven't used it yet, or I don't have it set up properly. These buttons here decide how close or far away you want to be to the car in front of you, and then we can set or increase or decrease our speed here. Our phone controls are over here. This car comes with a sunroof, which I like, because I can put my GoPro up on it. Okay, so I pulled in this lane to see how it slows down. It slowed down immediately. Let's see what happens when it comes to a complete stop. I'm still on adaptive cruise control, getting off of an exit, which I don't usually do, but I am very ready to step on the brakes. Look how quickly it is slowing down to the person in front of me. They call it a GT, so I don't know how much this car is, but it goes for probably around $42,000, which in today's market, that's what the cars are going for. It's amazing. Oh, that was interesting. If you notice, the car, when I was stopped, the engine shut down. So that's going to help with the gas mileage when you're in city driving. So that's a fantastic feature. It downshifts very quickly. This car has some blind spots in the corner, so I'm happy that it has the blind spot indicators, because it's a pretty big black hole over there over your shoulder. Steering wheel feels like there's a leather type of wrap on it, which makes it really nice to grab. It has paddle shifters here. One of the things I really like, back here behind the steering wheel are little buttons, and you push those buttons to raise the volume and lower it, or you can change stations. With the left button you change the stations, I believe, and the right button you change the volume. I like that. I don't know why other cars don't have it. That adds more information on the front of the steering wheel, where these are just handy dandy right behind here. It's so easy to change. Love that. And that's been on Chrysler cars for many, many years. I've had many minivans that have that. So I think it's a fantastic thing to have. It's time for Everyday Car Guy's report card. As for comfort, the Dodge Durango's interior is very comfortable. The front seats are firm with plenty of legroom, and the driver sits up high, so your legs are more bent at the knee than stretched out. The middle seat is okay, but the third row is a bit small for adults. Fine for kids though. So for comfort, let's give the Dodge Durango an A-. Now for performance. I always rate the cars on everyday use. 0 to 60 is the most important performance element, since we all need to get onto highways. The Dodge Durango comes standard with a 3.6 V6 that puts out 296 horsepower. It does 0 to 60 in 7.4 seconds, which is quick, but surely not fast. The base V8 can do 0 to 60 in 6.2 seconds, which is more like it. So for performance, I'm rating this Durango a B-. Economically, the Dodge Durango with its V6 gets 26 miles to the gallon on the highway, which for a full-size SUV is pretty good, but in the city it drops to about 18 miles per gallon. So in the SUV category, I would give the Durango a B for economy, but as an overall car for economy, I would only rate it a C. Let's talk about design. The Dodge Durango has several excellent design elements. Outside, the grille and headlights give the front end a mean look. From the back, the taillights light up the entire rear end of the car and have a definitive Dodge branding style. The interior driver's cockpit is very comfortable, and I personally like the combination of touchscreen and physical buttons. Having a third row that folds easily allows you options of more people or more luggage. So for design, let's give the Dodge Durango an A-. For value, the Dodge Durango starts just under $40,000. We rented a GT that costs around $45,000. I would suggest opting for the GT with its host of options such as adaptive cruise control, blind spot warning, nicer seating material, better tech, holds 7 people, and rides well. At that price point in today's market, you are getting a very family-friendly car for the money. So for value, let's give the Dodge Durango a solid B. Overall, the Dodge Durango gets a combined grade of a B. Thanks for joining me on Everyday Car Guy. If you enjoyed this show, hit the subscribe button below. And until next time, drive carefully.